Hello, welcome back to Uncle Buck's Garage. Today we're going to talk about Bondo. And I was doing some research on the internet and I found some information about what you can do to make this work better for you at home. Basically thin it up and make it, just easier to work with. And what I come across is the magic ingredient, fiberglass resin. Yep, that's what I said, fiberglass resin. Now, it's a very simple process. I checked it out. I did some research, and there are several people out here that said that this works. Now, I'm going to say right up front that you're not going to use a lot of this to add to that. And I'll tell you why. Because this basically is the same ingredients, most of the same ingredients in this, except for some metallics that are added to it to make it, hard like a rock, okay? Calciums and magnesiums and things like that. And that's steel 101. They like using zinc and magnesium for protectant, for rust preventative, but the main ingredients in both of these are the same, except for the one thing this thing has in it that most other things don't, and it's a MEK, methyl ethyl ketone. MEK is a high solvent. Okay. Methyl ketone. It's a listed substance. You got to have a license to get it, but it's in this. Methyl ethyl ketones in this. MEK is in that. Okay, but that's basically what you're doing. You're using MEK, which, having painted in the steel industry, it reduces down as your solvent for your filler or for your paint or for whatever you're using as an agent. So MEK, this will thin this down with no harmful effects whatever, because the MEK, it evaporates out. Okay, so I'll open this up for you and I'll show it to you. I've already used it. I've already had it mixed, and it turns the consistency of your Bondo from that hard Play-Doh nastiness to a very, look how that flows. And that's going to be so much easier to apply and mix in the whole 9 yards. It isn't like Play-Doh now. Now it's like really thick gravy. Look how nice it is. Now that is about 5%. I actually put a little in, stirred it, put a little in, stirred it, put a little in, stirred it. Ended up being about, I'd say maybe 5 ounces, maybe 5% of the volume for this can, and that's how much it thinned it up. It really does a wonderful job. See that? Now you tell me, you guys use body filler, that it does that. Okay? Now, the one thing they don't tell you online when you look this up and you do a little bit of research on it is that it does, because of the MEK in it, it has to evaporate out. It takes longer for it to dry. It absolutely does. And I've already used it on the cab over here, and we'll go over to the cab, and I just wasted a paste tube. But I just wanted to show you. And like I said, it took me 3 different tries, just a little bit amount, stir it, a little bit amount, stir it, a little bit amount. And I'm talking a little bit, like 3 tablespoons. That's it, okay? Hey, if you're here and you're watching, like, share, and subscribe, smash that button, hit that bell, tell your friends. All right, now, using it, as you can see, like on the corners. Now, it's going to be a little runny when you're dealing with horizontal up and, straight up and down. You could get a little drip, but the thing about this is there are no air holes. How long has it been since you spread Bondo and it didn't have this little pinhole air hole that come up that you'd have to fill later? There is none. No matter where you look, there is no air holes. There is no air bubbles. It smooths on beautiful. I mean, it's not super thick. Now, the one thing I will say about this is that it took a little longer for it to dry. Well, right now we're in the middle of an ice storm in Oklahoma. It's -3 degrees, which is not normal for Oklahoma. But I had the heaters running, and it took where same amount of hardener, same amount of same big, same amount of size on your cardboard, same amount of hardener, but it took twice as long for it to dry. Hard to the touch. But that's the MEK evaporating out of it. Which actually, if you really think about it, if you're putting it on top of any kind of paint, you want a little bit of a solvent in it to break up that paint and let it suck, get right up in there. So it was very easy to mix, very easy to apply. I did put the heaters on it, but it really does a dynamite job. And yeah, my camera doesn't like LED lights. I don't know why. Anyway, so, and the resin, I would suggest gloves, just to open and everything, because even this has been open for about 24 hours and it's still wet. See, that resin is going to stay liquid for quite some time. Make sure and you seal your can good all the way around. Make sure to tap it with a hammer, because this will, if you leave this open, that MEK will evaporate out of it and start hardening it, or just evaporate, and you'll have to add it again. I do suggest gloves and read all the instructions, but I gotta tell you, that was the best thing in all the years that I've been using body filler. This was the best thing that I ever come across. It was dynamite. Well, check out, I'm about to drop a video of all videos, a combination of all of the ones that I've done from stem to stern. Once I get this truck completely finished out, which the bed is now done. All completely done. Runners are done, beautiful and flat. And then all I got left, some sanding, some painting. Top of it's done. So if you're still here, like, share, and subscribe. Smash that button, hit that bell, tell your friends. There's going to be a lot more of this kind of stuff going on. We got exhaust to do. We got things to build. We got things to get ready for this spring for drag racing, because Mom's going racing. We're going racing. Square body racing is coming. It wasn't that expensive, but just Bondo brand fiberglass resin. Just add a little bit to it and stir it up, and then add a little bit to it and stir it up, and add a little bit to it and stir it up until you find the mix. Have a good day. Good day today could mean a almost done truck, body wise, in the morning. Y'all be good.